But a crackling set of numbers came in from VST tillers and tractors. In Q4, the margins gained 200 basis points. Revenues jumped 50%. The company also achieved its highest ever sales of power tillers in FY23. To discuss whether momentum has come back in a big way, Antony Cherukara, the executive officer at VST Tillers and Tractors, joins us now. Antony, thanks a lot for being with us on the channel. Very good year. You've summed up the year with record high power tiller sales. Tell us, what can you do in FY24? I mean, this was also a year where, you sort of saw a little bit of that pent-up demand come back. So an 18% growth is what you ended FY23 with. Give us some guidelines on what would the volume and the revenue growth look like for you in FY24?
Yeah, good morning. And FY23 was in line with what we had spoken earlier. FY24, we are looking for further growth in the small farm mechanization, that is the power tiller and the power weeder segment. We are looking at upwards of 20%. And in the tractor business of ours, last year we had kind of dropped slightly. We expect with the new launches to come back and register more than 20% growth, considering that our channels do not have much of inventory.
So you said 20% overall growth in FY24, but it will largely come from the small farm mechanization space. You had also spoken last time about launching utility tractors and entering the larger horsepower tractor space. When do you plan to do that, and what would that do to your overall revenue stream?
Yeah, we would be doing that in the first half of this financial year. We had in fact unveiled the tractors in the last quarter and shown to the customers. Based on their feedback, we're tweaking the product and we should be launching it in the first half of this year. This will definitely have an impact on our tractor volumes, considering that the higher HP tractors make up almost 90% of the tractor industry. We expect that segment to grow faster.
Mr. Cherukara, hi, good morning. Sorry, you said 20% revenue growth in FY24 as for the company as a whole, or was that specifically for the farm equipment, the smaller equipment business?
Both the segment will grow 20% plus.
Okay, I got that. On tractors, because of the some forecasts of kind of a subdued monsoon, etc., are you seeing anything out there in the marketplace at all, or things are normal?
Right now, there is nothing downward or spiraling or trending downward in the market. But fingers crossed, the monsoon would definitely play a role in terms of demand in the second half of the year. I don't see any effect of that happening in the first half of the year. However, given our inventory levels and our new launches, I don't see that affecting us much.
All right.
Overall, Mr. Cherukara, last time you joined us in April, you told us in FY24 margins should be between 11 and 13%. Do you stick with that?
That is right. I had mentioned that FY23 would be between 12 and 14, and we have maintained that. And in this year, we are looking at a range of 11 to 13%.
All right. Hi, Anthony. Good morning. Congratulations on a good set. Some of your shareholders will say finally, because otherwise it's been a bit of a slow move, particularly on the tractor sales. But going by what you're saying at least a 20% growth for this year. From around 1,000 crores odd that you've done in sales, you could head to around 1,250 crores. But I recall you had mentioned that by 2026 you're looking at 3,000 crores, right? Do you maintain that guidance as of now? And could you tell us whether you're including an element of inorganic growth in that?
Yeah, definitely, Nigel. We are looking at 3,000 crores. That is the milestone that we had taken. That is the vision we had taken. And then we got hit by COVID. So in the last 3 years, we have grown from about 500 plus crores to 1,000 plus crores now in the last 3 years. Despite COVID, despite the supply disruptions, and despite the runaway inflation. We expect the projects that we had started with VST Zitor coming into revenue mode, the supplies to Monarch going into revenue mode. All of these projects that we launched are also increasing the range of equipment in the small farm mechanization. All of these are going into revenue mode from this financial year onwards. And we expect to reach the milestone of 3,000 crores by 2026.
Organically, this will be.
There could be, we are looking at opportunities for inorganic growth. definitely out there, but it would be a strategic move, and I can't time it.
Okay, so you're looking for opportunities for inorganic growth, but you're not sure of the timeline. Got that? Hopefully, we'll be the first to hear when something comes through. But you spoke to us the last time, and you said that you have a 100 crore Capex plan in FY24. Would you want to change that in any way? I'm asking because, demand has come back in a big way. Would you want to scale it up? And how do you plan to fund it? Would it be largely through internal accruals, cash on the books itself, or would you look to take on any debt?
No, we are not looking at any debt at the moment, and this 100 crores is towards Capex, towards product development and setting up a global tech center. As I've said before, we are in the play for electric tractors. We are already supplying to some players in the US market. We would want to expand that for VST and be the leaders in that segment technologically as well. So we are investing into that. So this 100 crores is going purely into product development. And at this moment, we are not looking at any debt.
Okay, all right. Anthony, final question before we let you go then. The Whitefield land, what's happening on that front? There's, maybe the last few months, if the approvals couldn't come about, they'll come about because now you've got a new government. You're waiting for elections to get out of the way. Have all the approvals come from that Whitefield land? And do we hear about some unlocking in FY24? Or do you think it'll happen in the latter years?
We are working towards that, and at the moment, there is no decision on that front. Definitely, we will come to you when something happens on that front.
Okay, so no change in position from the last time you spoke to us. Just one last question. Last time you said that the power beater segment is the one where you will see exponential growth. I think you'd given a number of some 4,000. I was looking at units sold in FY23. That is just under 3,400. Was that 4,000 number for FY24? Is that the kind of number you have in mind?
Yeah, FY23 was 4,000. We ended up at around 3,400.
Sorry, yes, 3,400. And you'd said 4,000.
Right. So we ended up at 3,400. We expect that business to continue to grow exponentially. And FY23 was just the second year for us. So FY24 is going to be the third year. We are expecting to double that business this year.
Okay, I just have one last question. So follow up, you said that you're going to spend 100 crores to set up a global tech center, and over there you're looking to expand in the electric vehicle tractor space. Will it also include manufacturing, or will it only be the R&D? I mean, I'm just trying to understand how you plan to roll out EVs globally.
The global tech center is purely for product development, that is R&D. And we will have to build necessary capacities as we produce these tractors. Right now, our capacity at Hosur is sufficient for the supply that we are doing to the US manufacturer. We're working with another couple of players internationally to supply to them. At that point of time, we might have to look at additional capacity.
Okay, got that. Big plans in store. We will wait to find out more. Thanks a lot for joining in. And once again, congratulations on a very strong set of numbers. The stock is rewarding the company handsomely, so 14% higher now. They're confident of 20% growth. They're looking to expand globally as well in the electric vehicle space, which of course is the buzzword these days. Let's take a